Yeah. Welcome.
Hit it.
Oh, you with the cabbage patch? Get out, son. Welcome to
Morning. My name is Nicholas. Man, I just want to thank you guys.
Our intro.
Thank you all for joining us this morning.
Yeah, thank you.
That's it.
Did you actually drink your coffee too
Nah,
fast?
just a tiny little bit.
You're like,
Shawn.
Nick.
Sean.
No.
No, Sean.
No, Nick.
Sean. Nick. You're a good friend. You are a good friend. You know how you're a good friend? You talk me down. You call me on my bullshit.
Okay.
I feel like these are things that are overlooked in friendship.
Absolutely.
You gotta get somebody.
Certainly overlooked in society.
People calling each other out on their bullshit.
Yeah. I don't think people are real enough with people. They are anonymously on.
Oh yeah.
When it comes to famous people.
You know what I've always wanted to do? I do have a little bit of a white knight complex. I feel like I want to save people.
Sure.
I want to ride in on a stallion.
That's self-serving though.
Oh, of course.
Bit, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Why do you think I'm a narcissist?
What I'm saying is you're wrong and I will fix your shit.
Don't give me a mirror.
Just
let me put it out. Just want to see what everybody else's problems are. I'm going to fix everybody's problems, Shawn. I'm going to fix everybody's damn problems.
Okay.
100%.
I got a rodent problem.
You call yourself an exterminator. Problem fixed! Problem fixed! Got another problem? Bring it on.
My eyelashes are too long.
Cut them! Problem fixed!
Boom. I have IBS. Didn't think you were going to root that tunnel, did you?
Well, hold on. I got one coming.
Okay. I got one coming as well.
Eat more bananas. Problem solved!
Potassium! That's...
We can't both drink at the same time.
Oh, no. Is it? Oh, I see. Are you a two-hander guy? So feminine. Two-hander guy?
Feminine?
Feminine.
Feminine, he says, as the top of his head hits the top of the frame. Well, his co-host's head goes out of the top of the frame. Masculine and tall.
Oh, I see. Is that how it works?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I have a tendency to be effeminate. I'm okay with that.
You do, yeah.
I accept that.
You're doing, that's...
Stop! Leave me alone. You're a bad friend now.
A man grabs it by the whole hot cup. That way you can.
What like a phoenix talon, right?
Oh, see,
like a phoenix talon, and then you drink it.
The problem is there's no balance there. So you do two fingers in. You hold the cup. That way you can fight people off still.
Excuse me, sir. This is incredibly sturdy. Thank you very much.
All right, you're right.
Aha!
My bad. Well done.
My son got me this for Father's Day.
That's cute.
A year or two ago.
Yeah,
Let's see. No, wait. I had a job, so it was a couple years ago.
Oh, is that how you determine timeline?
When I had a job? Yeah. When I had a job and when I didn't have a job. When I was unhappy and when I was happy.
The dark years.
Unemployment made me happy.
Oh man. Yeah. How does one become a good friend? It's something you have to work on. Am I right?
Yeah. You always.
I did. I was quick. No. Oh. Wait, no.
I love this space that we have here. We're so much space to do activities.
That's right. Oh my gosh.
We do so many activities.
Oh man. I think you got me in the spleen.
In your improv spleen or your real spleen?
It was my improv spleen.
Oh, okay. You don't need that.
That's what I heard.
You don't need
You
that.
can lose a piece and then grow back.
Woo! All of your improv body parts grow back. Did you not know that?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, and they become stronger. And healthier. Oh, man.
Yes, and...
Oh.
What? Have you ever had a bad friend? Like somebody you're like, I need to cut you out.
Yeah, I did that. And I had to have that phone call with him.
Like that conversation of like...
It was rough.
It's you.
Dude was being super inappropriate.
It's not me.
And I didn't realize after a while, like...
With like your wife and stuff?
Yes.
Ooh.
So the inappropriateness was coming, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's enough. I'd already talked to him about it.
Like, hey man, you need to back it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pump the brakes, homeboy. Yeah. And then finally it kept, when the last time it happened, I was like, okay, that's it. I had to have a phone call with him. I said, hey, bud. And then he tried to turn it on me. Once you're no longer friends with me, then we're never friends again. Like, okay, that's mature and that's growth, but okay.
Well, I mean, when you...
Hello, April.
But when you say to somebody, yeah, man, hey, we're no longer friends. Oh, yeah? Okay.
No,
we're no longer friends?
Right. I can't do it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell you what then. We will never be friends. So there.
Well, no, we had a bunch of experiences together. There was. Yeah,
you said you don't want to be friends.
I gotta cut this relationship.
Cool.
Call it a sabbatical.
We're done. We're never gonna be friends again.
Really?
I don't understand. So
You
you
can't-
don't want to be friends?
No, I don't.
Okay, you don't want this relationship at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I gotta.
But you still want the opportunity or possibility to exist that we might be friends?
Who's to say? Who's to say?
So we can be friends.
Well, April said stop yelling. I didn't realize that people do listen to us at work.
Put headphones on, April.
April, we're no longer friends. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh,
No.
why?
No.
Why would you do that?
If you want to be friends with someone, April's definitely someone you want to be friends with.
For sure.
She'll help you hide a body.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
For sure.
I bet if I
April
called her
will
right
hide a
now, I was like, hey, I need you to help me, like, fight this bitch. Like,
She wouldn't ask for help to fight anybody. She'd just handle it and then call you up to help her hide the body.
yeah, that's absolutely what would happen.
100%.
For sure.
100%.
For sure.
April knows what's up. She's down for the cause.
Oh.
Cause some bitch got caught slipping.
Cause somebody once told me the world is gonna own me.
I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
What is the sharpest tool in the shed?
A pickaxe.
No, that's rather
Shears.
dull. Shears, that's sharp.
A razor blade.
Who keeps a razor blade in there? Oh, like a
Box cutter.
cutter, yeah. So that's pretty sharp.
She was looking kind of dumb with a finger and a thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. Well, back to the ground and hit the ground running.
The song will never die, will it?
It's a freaking great song.
No, I didn't say it
It's
wasn't. I'm just saying it will always.
It's a good song. I look back on music. I used to have this. I thought that other people thought this way.
on music. Yeah.
I used to think that other people thought this way, but apparently it was just me. But I used to feel like you were not allowed to like certain artists, right? Like there were certain artists that were cool, certain artists were uncool, right? There were certain
According
artists
to societal norms.
yeah, right,
oh,
like yeah,
it's
just
cool
like,
to hate this person.
But like as somebody who's in elementary school, or high school or junior high or whatever, your immediate friends and your immediate sphere of influence is your world.
There's
So
peers.
if 51% of your peers are like, Hanson sucks and Mbop is lame, like
Remember fighting words.
so like as a kid, if I'm at home going Mbop, do, do, do,
It's that fight. It's
If I'm hearing that, I'm like, this is the shit. And then somebody else, like 51% of my friends are like, Mbop, that song's lame. And I'm like,
that's like one of the best pop songs ever made.
yeah.
Those kids killed it.
Freaking they did.
Yeah, they're super talented.
Before the internet, a band of 3 brothers with long hair managed to break into the pop scene. I mean, I'm sure there was some money backing them and stuff. And somebody was like, "Oh, okay, let's put money into you to make you a band." But
what kills me is I don't know where that comes from.
Yeah.
Why something becomes lame. Yet, if you still look at their track record, they still sell millions.
Of course.
records.
Well, I think that it's the whole hipster thing.
Everyone's gotta hate on
the people
Nickelback.
that I grew up with that decided that certain things were lame because they were cool are the people who are hipsters now, who are like, "Oh, I love this coffee shop," but as soon as people find out about it, I'm totally out of here.
This is lame-o. You know what I mean? This is stupid.
Like you know that record store, they sell actual vinyl. They sell actual vinyl right there.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
You're kidding me.
Yeah. But you know what?
Hello.
They had a review on Yelp, so I'm not going back there.
Somebody walked in there?
They had a single
Somebody
actually walked in.
Someone walked in there.
Somebody patronized an establishment. Can you believe this?
No.
Can you believe this? That somebody actually patronized an establishment and purchased their goods and their wares? Are you kidding me?
Are you
this is insane.
We're never going
it's
back.
It's lame.
We're not going
it's
back.
It's lame. It's capitalistic pig mentality and it's lame.
Oh, I love it. I had a dream last night, Nick. Actually, I had a dream.
It's getting sunny.
I know. Oh, there goes. It's about to wash the
sun. I know.
Shh. What is with this weather? Oh, yeah. There it is.
See, halfway?
Right. No, right there. No. No, you stopped.
Wait, too far.
Yeah, you went too far.
Let's go back down.
Yeah. Right there. No, you did it again. I think you're doing it on purpose now. Something in front of the door. Something's in front of the door. Huh? No.
That's good.
Nailed it.
Still washed out?
Yep. Yeah, just go all the way down.
We're just gonna go all the way down with it. That works. Why not?
So
we're in a garage.
Yeah.
Is that TV not straight or is the camera?
It's the camera.
Really?
Yeah. I tried to explain that earlier.
That's unfortunate.
This is unprofessional.
This is unprofessional.
Why Nick fixed that, I will tell you.
Oh gosh!
Does that mean I need to squat for the rest of the show?
Oh, this is the worst episode in the world.
Welcome to Squat Time with Nick and Shawn.
Squat time?
Squatty time.
Squatty potty time.
Ooh, squatty potty. You ever used?
I have. I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. I think the best part of the squatty potty is taking your pants off. Because you must de-pants.
Wait, I'm sorry, what? What?
You can't use a squatty potty with pants on. What? You have to go full.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
You can't get the proper stance with your pants on.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
I'm positive you can.
I'm positive you can't. They at least need to go all the way down to your ankles, and that would in fact be, for the most part, at least 95% of the way off.
Okay, Shawn.
You can't have the knees up.
No, you got to go to the ankles.
That's pants off. That's
not pants off. Are you taking your shoes off?
I do.
Your sock?
Oh yeah, I take. Now if I'm in slippers, I'll throw my slippers back
now
on.
that's
comfort.
obvious. That's obvious.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to be streamlined.
Yeah.
For speed.
You grab the knees, and lean back, so you're nice and you want to be perpendicular to the commode. Yeah.
Are you getting like stirrups in there and everything? Just like pulling out like a whole crane system? Like
no, you don't have the squatty potty handles. They go on the knees so that you can bear down.
They go on your knees?
Yes, you can bear down. Yeah. 85 cc's. Like you just...
What?
Yeah.
Oh, it's gas powered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, see, colon power.
Colon power.
Yeah.
Colon power.
Colon power. Yeah, right.
That's my shit.
Oh, she's going to cut us. She said the yelling. Sorry. We're just loud.
April.
We're just loud.
If you don't want us to yell, then get us a sophisticated audio system that will limit and compress our vocals so that... I think April needs to back off.
So anyway, my wife wakes me up at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock this morning.
Locked herself out of the house.
Yeah.
She had to jump the wall, knock on the bedroom window to wake me up.
Mm-hmm.
Very impressive. I was very proud of her. I went back to sleep, as any
Red-blooded American would.
Any jobless stay-at-home dad would.
Unemployment. I'm an unemployed man.
Unemployed man. Unemployed man.
Hello, citizens. I'm an unemployed man. I go to the grocery store in sweats.
Is that the stay-at-home dad equivalent of
I
pants?
spend way too much time brushing my children's hair because it makes me feel special.
Mm-hmm.
I cook breakfast every morning.
And binge on Netflix.
Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon Prime are on a constant cycle of shows in my house.
You have a playlist?
No.
Yeah. Anyway, so I fall back asleep. I have the most epic dream. You have a dream that you feel like you're in a movie.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there
What's this
at
dream?
my home. Huh?
What's this dream?
So all I know is buildings start falling down. I apparently am living near a city because buildings are just coming down. You just see, first I remember seeing just a shadow over the ground because it's so big, it's covering up the sun, and it's like literally just flying through buildings.
What is?
Aliens. So aliens apparently are taking over.
Okay.
And time went on. I hid out a while, trying to stay away from the aliens. We got trapped inside our house.
Yeah.
Well, they somehow converted you. It was one of those, you're either with them or against them. So they had recruited humans to help recruit more humans or eliminate us, depending on what side. Now, it was very clear that the woman that was in charge of this particular, I assume, regional posse, that was there to
There's
take
like a
me.
pocket of resistance?
Yes, I believe I was part of that.
Oh.
I believe I was the protagonist of this story. Like I would have,
Yeah,
I would have
son.
saved the world.
Yeah, son.
Had my daughter not woken me up. They would go around.
Do you not understand the intergalactic consequences of what you just did?
Daddy, I'm hungry.
Daddy, make you a bonus area. Daddy, make you a bonus area.
And then I'm going back to sleep. So I can
To
save
save the world.
So the way the female, imagine like just a BA female, crazy haircut, like walking around with they had to, what the aliens would do, if you were part of them, as a human, they would have to remove your right eye. They would cut it out. And they were literally caravanning people to this place to take their eyeball out and then put in
like a receptacle little
that they
electronic alien eye.
had a heads-up display, which is nice for the humans.
Well, sure, but you gotta lose an eye.
And it was how they would monitor.
Is it like a big metallic?
No. It literally
it was just an eyeball.
Yeah, like a glass eye you would put in, but they could monitor. It had a camera,
So
the
now hold
aliens
on.
could monitor.
So it looked like a
everybody.
normal eye.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm kind of down for that. It's all except for the alien monitoring.
But
I mean,
I found
why not both eyes? It seems like it'd be twice as effective.
I don't know, man. I'm
trying
to write. I'm gonna write this stuff down.
Okay, go ahead. I mean,
So part of the resistance-
we're workshopping this.
Yeah.
So.
Part of the resistance is we found a guy who could hack the eyeballs.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So we
okay.
could turn the tables on the aliens.
Nice.
And the humans that were working for them.
Oh shit! I just imagine a bunch of aliens just.
There was one part.
A bunch of dudes like katatash.
And there was the badass that was getting.
And so all these people with this, it's not controlling them. They're just choosing.
Well, it's that or death. Like,
But still, that no. Like, come
Right,
on.
right.
You're
You're not a good friend.
attack.
You're
You're
not
not a good friend.
Don't force me to do something.
Full circle.
Yeah.
Bring it back. And then your wife locked herself out of the house.
Yeah. Well, no, that was I woke up at 8, fell back asleep, so I had this within a 2-hour before waking up.
Man. Rem's a son of a bitch. Tell you that.
That's great.
Rem will get you. Right, Abel?
That's right. By Rem, you mean REM, the band? Yeah, REM.
Right. What's an REM song?
Oh boy,
A popular one?
back to early 90s. What's the?
I don't know any of them.
You know them.
I would know them. I just don't know any titles.
We need help. April would know some REM songs.
I bet.
Yeah. Oh, see how you changed your stance already on your coffee? Yeah. Oh,
My Phoenix Talon.
I would try that.
That's right.
How do you?
This is how I drink my coffee.
How do you?
My.
You are quite the man.
My. That is refreshing.
So a good friend will call you out on your BS.
Yeah.
A good friend will be there to listen.
A good friend will be there.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like here's something. It's not. This is gonna sound a certain way, but a good friend will anticipate somebody's their friends, not necessarily needs, because I don't think your friends like you don't have needs as friends. I mean, maybe you do, but I feel like I know you. I'm gonna anticipate things for you just out of courtesy, out of kindness, out of whatever. You know what I mean? Like those kinds of things. I feel like friends should do that. You know, just general, above and beyond type things that you wouldn't just go out of your normal, everyday thing to do for other people. You know what I mean? Friends are special. Friends are meaningful.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's...
Friends.
Do you also go out of your way to try and find... Like, you can only do so much for somebody, obviously.
Of course.
But sometimes just listening is enough. Just going, hey, man. How's life, man? Doing okay? Doing all right? I'm just sensing some human suffering.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't mean to laugh. I don't mean to laugh.
Some human suffering, you say.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Are you...
Well, you know...
Are you done beating on the wife, or is that... I don't...
I'm not following this bit anywhere. I'm not going anywhere with this bit where I'm a spousal abuser? You go there? Nope. Cutting out.
Did you just deny me?
I'm gonna do that. I'm not.
You can't improv beat your wife?
I'm not going there. For me, it's not. I don't see any redeeming quality in somebody who's like, oh man, you know, I really got to stop doing beating the shit out.
I gotta stop it.
I really got it.
She does not like it.
Nothing redeeming.
She doesn't like it.
Like I was reminded. Here's something. You know who's not a good friend? Chris Brown. I was reminded of something today or yesterday. Something on Reddit. Just somebody posted on the video subreddit and was like, "Here's a reminder that Chris Brown is free, still making music and still making money. Just to let you know." And it is a good reminder because this dude.
Did he go to court?
Have you read the police report for what he did to Rihanna?
Maybe back in the day. I think they
read it again.
Yeah.
You need a refresher because I read it and I'm like,
yeah, he did some damage, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Like this guy, and he's completely unremorseful, and he's never.
Did he go to court?
I think
Wasn't
so.
there charges brought up?
I don't even remember what exactly. People with money.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's the thing.
But you know, there's a lot of people out there like that.
Absolutely. Yeah. But then when people see that, and he has fans of his who are like, I would let him beat me. You know what I mean? Like literally saying stuff like that.
They don't mean that, obviously.
These are stupid young girls who are saying these things like that. You know what I mean? Thinking that like, oh, it's not that big a deal or whatever.
Right.
But it's just like.
Well, there was nothing that. Again, we can't even say if he was brought up on charges. Obviously,
I think he was. I think he was, but he was. Yeah, I don't even remember. It was probably community service and something else.
Oh, so he was convicted.
Sure, but at the same time, like if any normal citizen, like that's like an almost attempted murder. You know what I mean? Like the dude beat the crap out of her and put her in the hospital to the point where. Like,
oh yeah, I've seen people on cops go to jail for less.
Yes,
like they look at it and they're like a little red mark right here. All right, hands behind your back. Okay, like they don't play. Yeah. Well, that goes to show that money, entertainment, seems to help their cause.
I think that in this day and age, though, I think right now with the climate, he's not going anywhere. If he tries to make music, if he tries, like he's sitting on piles of cash right now.
Right.
But he can do that. And that's it, right? He can party, he can club, he can live his life, but I sincerely hope that he's not, like, going to ever get back to the upper echelons of the entertainment industry like he used to.
We shouldn't even be talking about him.
I hate this dude.
We shouldn't even be talking about him.
I wish he was
not be giving him this much
I
credit.
wish he was more remorseful. I wish that
an apology would be nice. Maybe
more than an apology.
Donate some money to a foundation for battered women or something.
It's not just an apology. It's an apology and then a complete change. Like, if Louis C.K. apologized for jerking off in front of people, and then started jerking off in front of people again.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? He's still an asshole. Like, just recently, the dude's like, he like threw something at like this rehab he was at, like broke a window or something. I don't know. But he's still like, like he had a problem with anger management.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he got into a fight with somebody.
At anger management?
Yes! Like, what the hell? He's like an awful human being.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, there are some people, I was having a conversation with a friend the other day where they were saying, somebody was saying, there's two sides to every story. There are, however, past a certain point, once a certain line is crossed, really only one person's story needs to be validated. Like, both stories matter. Like, for example, Rihanna and Chris Brown, they probably had some kind of argument and altercation that escalated. You know what I mean? He laid his hands on her.
Yeah, nothing warrants what he, for...
He beat the shit out of her and put her in a hospital. Like, at that point, your story is complete. I give negative fucks about your side.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like, so that's the point.
No matter what she said to him in that car.
No matter
what she said to him, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, bro. No, it's
I've been hot. Nobody gets us hotter than our spouse. Like we've gotten upset.
The people who are closest to you can make you. Are the ones that can hurt you the easiest
because you expect the most of them.
You're also more vulnerable with the people who are close to you, so you open yourself up to be hurt,
right?
Because not on
guard. It never occurred to me to put my hands on my wife. No,
freaking kidding me?
Wow, and it happens more often than not. And the lack of remorse.
It does not happen more often than not.
What do you mean?
More often than not is like 51% of the time.
I'm talking about the remorse. That is the problem. Like Kevin Spacey was doing some interview it was a cooking show or something, and he fell right into his character from House of Cards addressing the camera. It was one of the most awkward things I had ever seen. In light of the charges and the allegations brought against him.
So he was interviewed after everything got
I don't know what he was doing. He was doing something
but then
on a show, and then he stops being Kevin Spacey, becomes
on purpose
the president on purpose, and starts addressing the camera as the president from House of Cards, saying, you can look it up, saying something about, maybe you should get your facts straight before you, like, stuff like, really, whether you are telling the truth or not, whether your side of the story has any validity to it, you should not be doing that.
If anybody ever has allegations against me that says I did something to them, whatever,
Nick Nicholas,
here's what I'm going to say.
He touched me. I'm going, no, see?
He comforted me and made me feel good about myself. No, like if anybody was, I would be like, investigate the shit out of me. I will 100%. I didn't do anything and I have nothing to hide. Investigate me, please. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like,
and that's the demeanor you
that's
should
it.
take. If I didn't do anything wrong,
100%.
Not doing a bit.
I didn't do
not
a damn
doing a
thing.
character.
I'm not going to do a character.
Such an asshole.
Like,
oh boy, you know how much I always hate molesting. This is my hate molesting character. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I'm going to do when I get accused. Like, are you an idiot?
Yeah, he is.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, he is.
Gosh. I think that, like, people like that who are predatory, I feel like are stunted in some way. Intellectually, emotionally, maturity-wise, something. I feel like that there is something in there that, like, at some point we're all told, like, hey, it's not cool to like kids in a romantic way. You know what I mean? Like, we all get that at a certain point as we're all getting, as we're all growing up.
Is it possible that it was stunted when it happened to him?
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's that kind of possibility. And there's just psychological, kinds of things with that too. And is that an excuse?
No, it's not.
Never.
And we talked about too.
Just because there's a reason doesn't mean there's an excuse.
Right. One thing a lot of these people have that I can't relate to is power. Once people start getting power.
You know how much power me and Shawn have? That power is over, what? I mean, we couldn't even say over, like, actually 6 children because we got a whole committee that we got to deal with.
Sure.
We got our wives that we got to consider.
This is the last time I try to use some power. Can I get a vente? I want 2 extra shots. For free.
For free? pay for them.
You know who you're talking to?
Based on your debit card, it's Shawn E. Warner.
That's right, but you won't be needing that.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to need that quickly.
Okay, well, then I'm going to need you to pay for it.
Shawn.
E. Warner.
Maybe you didn't catch.
Yep. There's a line
Middle
starting.
name's Edward.
Well, okay, but there's a line starting to form, sir.
Yeah, we. Just a sec.
Don't address
Shawn.
that. There's no point.
Shawn Warner.
Shawn, Mr. Warner. Hi. If you could just, will that complete your order?
In fact, no. Let's throw in one of those paninis.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Would you like it toasted?
Please, that would be lovely. Appreciate that.
Wonderful. That's gonna be $14.35.
But I'm not gonna pay.
Well, then I'm gonna need to ask you to leave if you're not gonna pay for the food that you want.
Is this not Starbucks? Is this not Starbucks?
It is Starbucks.
I'm a star, and my bucks are no good here.
I mean, that was fairly clever.
I feel like you're not
It
hearing
was
me.
fairly clever, but I'm not gonna. Can you please just step to the side?
Can I see a manager?
Ma'am, can I take your order, please?
I mean, hey,
Sir, if I
Shawn.
could just.
Am I?
just.
Do you take cash?
Sir, if you could
Oh,
just
now I'm
step-
gonna own this Starbucks, son.
If you could just step to the side, sir.
All right.
Oh, yeah. There it is, right there.
Why are you still hitting me? I'll pay. No.
I'm gonna sacrifice you
No,
to
no.
the Bucks of Star.
No, I'll pay.
Starbucks is ruthless, man.
Man.
You better pay up when you go into a Starbucks.
All he hires is guys who do MMA.
Yeah, just martial arts.
What you want? What you want?
It's not a small, it's a tall.
Oh, Nike.
What's up with Starbucks going with a big gulp? You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
The Trenta.
Is that new?
30 ounce.
Oh, that's ridiculous. That's a lot of coffee.
I mean,
I
the
do
Venti's a
drink
20.
a lot of coffee, but
Venti's a 20.
okay.
You know what
So
I mean?
the Trente.
Now, I don't really have a problem with the Trenta coffee,
Okay.
a Trenta, even a Trenta like lemonade drink, things like that. Those are all mostly water.
Okay.
You know what I mean? The problem that I have is the Trenta Frappuccino.
Frappuccinos, which
Holy
is just sugar,
shit.
carbs.
Like, that's got to be over 2,000 calories in the Trenta, right? It's got to be
That's
like
your daily intake.
2,800.
It's your daily
Like, it's your
intake.
whole day. Does somebody just, get a frap in the morning and then just sip it throughout the day?
Probably no. They're ordering
They-
another one.
yeah,
at the
yeah,
4
yeah,
o'clock
yeah,
crash.
I got to make sure I get my
Who's making a
6,000.
run? Who's making a run?
And let me tell you what. It's not like they're skipping meals.
Where was I at?
It's
You were-
not like they're skipping meals.
You
know what type that is?
2. A. I figured there's going to be more designations
Right.
to come. Type 2A.
Type 2A, type 2B. Yeah.
Let's get that. Meanwhile, in Europe, they're drinking out of tiny little saucers.
They can't believe the amount of food we
What is
eat
going
over here.
on?
They cannot believe the
it's
amount
ridiculous.
of food we eat over here.
Mm-hmm.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
What were you going to say? You said you're at a restaurant?
Oh, I was at a job. Have you ever had to make
Good
a
friends
Starbucks?
listen.
Yep. Oh boy. You ever had to make a run for an office?
Oh, yeah.
To Starbucks
Mm-hmm.
and get people's orders? Like,
It's easier now that it's online because you can just
knock it out, pick it up.
go pick it up.
Yep.
You know? Starbucks had this blonde roast that I liked.
Okay.
It had a nice, it's kind of like when coffee's got a nice fruitiness to
Mhm.
it. I like that. I don't really like a French.
I don't like my coffee to be floral.
No,
Anyway,
really?
no,
It's
yeah,
the one thing I do that kind of
Okay.
like that, kind of little spicy, fruity,
Yeah.
almost citrusy kind of like top notes.
I'm waiting for the IPA roasted.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They could probably roast some coffee with some hops and barley.
I'm sure they could.
That'd
Yeah.
probably be delicious.
Speaking of caffeine, it seems to be in all products now. It's an aftershave. Like, how do they get the caffeine?
Well, caffeine is a chemical that you can actually get powdered caffeine.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
And what do you just put that like on ice
So
cream?
like I actually
Just like, time to go, boys! That's right.
like
Someone said this is weird, really weird. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
yes, Sammy,
Yeah.
it is.
It's about to get strange.
Mm-hmm.
It's about to get strange.
A whole lot. What are you doing? Typing?
Typing back. It's getting weird.
That's not gonna do anything.
Are you kidding me? 185 words per minute with this right here. We just doubled it.
Losing the juice.
Yeah. Yeah, Starbucks. I haven't been in one in years.
Starbucks?
Yeah.
Drive-thrus only.
It's probably been
Or
a
you
couple years.
or you just don't get Starbucks.
I don't
coffee.
get Starbucks.
You know, I don't really get it. You know what I do like? It's Coffee Bean.
Okay.
I'll tell you what though,
it's the
if
same.
somebody wants
It's the
to sponsor us, we'll slap that logo anywhere you damn well please.
Right here. I don't even need to see.
On
I don't need
my-
to see.
Right on my retina.
I don't need to see. Right here. Just hello,
Right, everybody.
Right here.
Okay.
Right
Here you go.
Welcome to Mourning in
Here
the
you go. Here you
Morning.
go.
Sponsored by the Coffee Bean.
All right.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, okay. Show's right there, buddy.
All right.
Show's right there.
All right. My name is Shawn Warner. What is going on? Son of a.
That was our East Coast broadcast.
Right. Oh man.
These fluorescents are a little.
Yeah, let's pop some light on us. Whoa. Everything reflects off this TV.
It does.
Yeah, that's the problem.
We should go higher.
We're gonna paint.
Wanna go higher?
There you go. Take me higher. There we go.
Wanna go higher? Oh yeah. Yeah.
Does anybody out there have some friends? Like my dad always said that if you can count your friends on one hand, that you were doing well in life. Right. You ever hear this? Like that's all you need. Some people are obsessed with like I gotta. Yeah. Well.
Somebody's like, oof.
Depends on if you had an accident.
I just met a guy at work who's kind of cool. I only got.
Let's work this out. So
there's you.
Me.
There's Kim.
I'm the middle finger, I assume.
You know it, buddy. You know it, buddy.
Yes.
Kim. Your wife.
Yep.
You.
Me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. My dad, my mom.
Your dad, your mom. That's fine. And then now you've met Rod.
Okay.
How do we? Obviously, you're not going to get rid of the wife.
Nah, she's a keeper.
Yeah. And mom and dad, they're family,
Mm-hmm.
and that relationship just keeps growing. So that's in there.
Your wife is cool. Yeah, man. I'm sorry.
Rod's in, Shawn's out.
I would never.
Well, yeah, my dad told me that like that's. Keep in mind, this is my father who doesn't have any friends.
No friends at all.
Not quite sure where that came from.
I think that friends is a weird thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Friends is like a there's such a degree of friendship, right? Like there's an acquaintanceship all the way to whatever else.
There's people you hang out with on certain occasions only. Like
there's people that I haven't seen since high school.
Yeah.
That I know that if I saw, I'd be like, my man,
what's going on?
Woo, what's up, baby?
Yeah.
You know, what's up, baby?
Yeah, it's hard because being a good friend includes effort,
Mm-hmm.
making time, and it's hard to do those things, especially you get older.
And
family,
sometimes people make it hard, man.
Mhm.
I gotta give it up to anybody who's remained friends with me because I have not made it easy. Probably.
I deserve a medal. I'm not saying I know that it came out really quick, but people ask me often, "How are you friends?"
Yeah.
Still,
I'm a lot of work.
with this guy.
I'm a lot of
Yeah.
work.
How are you friends? Like your wife asks me all the time.
Mhm.
How are you still?
But then you
friends
come
with
back to
my
her and you're like,
husband?"
how are you still married to him?
Right.
You know, and then you're at a stalemate. So,
Right. It's tough.
How's it go?
It's a Mexican standoff.
Okay, well, that's racist.
No. I saw one.
What if I said Caucasian standoff?
I saw one on Catalina Island, only they had beer bottles. 3 guys behind a trash can. First they were singing, and then they come out, and one guy said something to the other guy, and they're all
They all had beer bottles?
yeah, they weren't broken, they're just
Hey! Hey, man!
Aye, you shut up with that shit, fool. I'm a Corona your ass.
Okay, man. Listen.
Why did you go Mexican?
Because they were.
I was just doing a standard Californian accent here. You just, hey man, what's going on, man? I'm a Mexican.
Catalina Island. Three guys behind a dumpster. We went into the establishment. They were back there singing. We come out. Yep. It was a good time. Bam. Yeah, good friends. You got to put in the effort.
I've had to think about this. I've had to like reevaluate sometimes over the last few years and been like, you know what? I haven't been that great of a friend to some people. There have been plenty of people who have been really good friends to me and I have not been that great a friend to. And I feel like,
is that a hard realization? Like, is that difficult, or does
it
makes you better?
Oh, of course it makes me better.
Yeah.
You know, it's difficult because everybody wants to be selfish.
Right.
Nobody wants to think about themselves.
It's in our nature.
Right?
Yeah.
Self-preservation and all that.
Sure.
All I want to do is stay in bed and cuddle with the wife.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Me too.
My wife?
I want to stay in bed.
She's a good cuddler, man.
Yeah.
She's a good cuddler.
Although you are the king of cuddling.
I'm a good cuddler.
Yeah.
I'm a good hugger.
Well, ask me why I know that.
Good friends. Good friends.
Uh-huh.
Give good hugs.
I like a good hug.
Good hugs are good.
Mm-hmm.
I got some friends that don't necessarily like a good hug, but I got some friends. You know who you are. That when you get into a hug, the side hug. That's the. This one, I'm like, oh hey man, hey.
Oh hey, yeah. All right. Thanks for making that uncomfortable.
When you know, like a handshake. That was a firm handshake. You know, a handshake, when you get in there, you feel like this has all just become one.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if we never separated, it'd be like this always existed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It has.
I feel like that's how a hug should be.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? When you got a hug, when you come out, you bring it in. BAM! That's how two dudes hug. A friend's got a hug. I'm a big hug.
I didn't mean to kiss your neck. Sorry. It was just a...
Felt good. It
felt
right.
Okay.
It felt right.
It felt okay.
It felt right. Yeah.
For a minute, I was like, this is wrong, but... Ooh,
everybody's a little bit gay.
No. Yeah. What's funny is the people speaking of friends, they all have their different thing. They hug differently. Like you got
to get your quirks out.
I got a friend. He doesn't even like handshaking. He just does the whole like, cool. Like that's it. Like can't even get a grip on like yeah. So coming in with a hug is very rare.
You ever know these dudes that do these?
Oh,
like they do these, like kind of like get back on it. Like they don't even like get the full palm on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like just come back with fingertips.
It's so telling, right?
I'm like,
telling, right?
It is telling about them. It's very, very like.
Uh-oh.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be open or.
I gotta sniff your butt. Before I get to know you, I gotta sniff your butt.
Do you ever realize those times when you are friends with somebody for a certain amount of time, and then like you've reached like a different plateau in that friendship,
or didn't reach it,
or maybe didn't reach it and realize that this friendship's not going any deeper?
This is all it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I realize
that's
that
tough.
Sometimes.
That's tough.
Are those milestones recognizable?
Sure.
Like, do you think there's like
I remember those moments in our relationship.
Do tell.
Well, just when we started, like the first conversation we had about relationships, I remember I was like, oh, we're friends. We're going to talk about relationships now. We're going to talk about our marriage. We're going to talk about, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I know that was a long time ago.
When was that? Do you remember that specific conversation?
Yeah, because it was about sex, I think.
Yeah. I don't remember that.
No. Okay.
This is interesting because there are things that remember we've told stories before where I tell a story and it is vibrant.
Mm-hmm.
Like as far as our interaction, what all happened, you're like, oh, it's funny, I don't remember that.
Okay.
You remember those things like
that?
I
constantly have those with my father.
Yeah.
I think parents, you don't remember those things.
Well,
it's important to you.
Well, yeah.
And it solidifies something with that person.
I think when it comes to relationships and whatever else, there are certain formative things that happen. So that, for example, that conversation, I'm sure it wasn't unimportant to me, but it probably was one of those points where you realized, oh, this is one of those milestones.
Yeah.
You know, and it's also possible that at the time you were a better friend to me than I was to you, because Like that, you could have been much more mindful of those types of things too, whereas I probably wasn't. You know, but it also is more formative to you than it was to me. But there are other interactions that we've had that are more formative to me than they were to you.
Right. I don't even remember those days. So,
dude, it's all a blur. And just what do they say? Whenever you remember something, you mess it up. You heard that?
No. What do you mean?
Yeah, every time that you recall a memory and think of it,
it's going to change or have a little bit of extra.
Details change.
Of course,
you know,
that makes sense.
Your brain is unreliable.
Oh, I've told stories later in life, and my wife would call it. She's like, "No, that's not how it went down." I'm like, "Are you sure?" I'm pretty sure I put a knife in my mouth and dove in and saved her. I don't know what you're talking about. Sam says, my cousin gives bear hugs, but it hurts when you had surgery by your shoulder, but you love them anyway.
Yeah, so you got to be careful if somebody's had surgery on.
Sure. Bring it in, man. God! I'm sorry.
Don't touch it.
Stop touching it, man.
Stop touching it.
I love you.
Did you bite it?
I love you, man.
This is the guy, man. This is the guy, man.
That's right.
Woo!
Yeah, we drank some coffee this morning.
I feel hot.
Yeah.
Feel uptight.
Oh, he's stretching it out. He's stretching it out. And his man yoga pants.
These are tapered sweatpants. Thank you very much.
Tapered. The fact that you said tapered.
What's wrong with tapered?
You need boot cut yoga pants.
What?
Boot cut.
Boot cut.
You never know.
This is a good stretch. You feel that stretch, right?
Yeah. You get right there in the hamstring. There you go.
Get it.
Yeah, almost there.
Get it.
The key is to reach. You want to reach all the way over.
Across, right?
Mm-hmm. Please,
real friends help friends stretch.
If you're listening, as you get older, you got to stretch.
Gotta stretch, man.
Man,
real friends look out for your friends.
Mm-hmm. That's big.
You gotta if you see your friend. Like I've said some things to you about maybe you're telling me a story or whatever. Like, man, this thing pissed me off or whatever. I told you hey, this pissed me off or whatever. Whether it's an argument with the wife or something, something happened with somebody, whatever. But there's been times where you tell me the whole story and I'm like, I gotta say, man, I think you're wrong.
Oh, yeah.
And you said to me, too, you're like, I gotta say, man, I think that was probably a little too harsh.
That was
And I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. Friends do that, though. I'm not gonna let you be less than the best you that you can be.
Sure.
And I would expect the same from all of my friends.
Yeah. Well, that's how it should be. Mm-hmm. If you're being an asshole, stop it. Stop it.
I myself, an asshole? Never. Never have I ever been considered an asshole. Are you serious? An asshole. Why? When? Who? What? Never.
Perhaps you're being a shithead.
Oh, that's quite possible.
Yes.
Shithead indeed.
A shithead indeed.
A shithead indeed.
Moral of the story is we're good friends.
We are good friends. Because you're my best friend. Yeah.
Although good friends, I wouldn't help you hide a body.
Yeah, you would. If I ever,
presumptuous if you
would help me hide a body. That's a no-brainer.
Is that right?
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Maybe an animal carcass. Maybe
you'd help me eat an animal carcass.
Yeah, I would.
Grill it up.
Who's got the cumin?
Hit me with that paprika. No, I think that if I was ever to come in possession of a dead body by means of my own doing,
yes, clearly accidental, possibly out of just rage because they were upstaging you.
No, never. Oh. Never. Never upstage. Never for performance reasons, of course not. If somebody hurt somebody close to me,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
and I'm there, and I find the hurting.
Okay, so
there's got to be a lot of very specific scenarios for me to hurt somebody.
Someone's very specific.
I'm a pacifist.
Crime of passion. You, for whatever reason,
it would be
saw something that you can't unsee, and your body takes over. And
like if it was to protect someone, if it was to protect anyone, Honestly.
Yeah.
If I felt my intervention would prevent somebody from getting hurt or
and your intervention consequently
kill somebody,
ends this person's life.
Yeah. I can't imagine a scenario where I come into possession of a dead body and I do not call the police.
No, you would call the police.
Of course,
yeah.
you know. Hey, I just killed this guy.
You'd call the
who
police.
was attacking these people.
Right. Of course you would.
Like I said,
But
I
then
have a
that's
superhero.
how do I help you hide the body if the police are on the way?
A white knight superhero complex. I am aware of this. You know what I mean? Like,
no, that's your shirt. You don't have anything underneath.
It's my skin!
No!
I'm gonna bare my rib cage. This is why, like, if
This is
I'm
how
ever,
big my heart is. I'm going to expose it!
this is why if I'm ever in a superhero movie, like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I will prat it up. I will go to every single freaking Make-A-Wish. Like, every single, like, Batista does those too. Like, all those dudes from all the Marvel universe are basically awesome people visiting these kids and stuff. Like, heck yeah, bro. At that point, you basically are a superhero.
Yeah. And superheroes are allowed, apparently, to kill people.
I would cry.
If what?
If I visited some, like, Make-A-Wish kids.
Oh,
my gosh. I'm a hot mess. I cried all the way through, like, literally from opening credits to closing credits of the new Mary Poppins. I was a sob fest the whole damn time.
Good for you, man.
And so
you're really in touch with your feelings.
I am.
Why'd you give me that look?
I don't know, because I was trying to figure out what
think I have some kind of agenda.
Yeah, I feel like you do. I feel like you do have some kind of hidden agenda in here.
I'm glad that you cried through that whole movie. That reinforces
the
person that you have become.
You son of a...
No. Really. That's awesome. I think that you being, like, you getting in touch with your, you're going to work on your backswing. Good for you.
I tried to put something up here that represented you. A golf club.
How does that represent me? I play like once every 2 years.
Which is more than me.
True.
And that's yours.
You and I need to go play some golf.
Yes. Let's go to the driving range.
Let's go.
No, I'm not right now.
Why?
How much does it cost to go to the driving range?
Just a bucket of balls.
Let's do
like $12 or something.
Let's do that sometime.
Yeah. We can do that.
All right.
Yeah, all right.
Does it matter what I wear?
Go out there. We'll put a little sign up that says lessons and see if people come up.
Where you just stream from there?
Yeah. We'll just stream.
I'll get some balls. I realized I had an audition for a role of a baseball catcher.
Ah, yeah.
You know, and I asked to borrow a glove and a ball from you because I didn't have one.
Okay.
Which I need to get. I don't know why I haven't. But
you got a son, man. Did he enjoy it?
But he did. He
Yeah.
brought over 2 gloves, one for him, one for me, and we were playing. He's been wanting to play catch like every day.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot of good fun. I realized how much fun baseball was when I played. I used to play Little League all the time.
Did you? Yeah. So did I.
I was a pitcher.
I was a pitcher as well.
My man. I was also a catcher.
I was second base until our pitcher got hurt.
Oh.
And someone's like, coach is like, who put me in?
You called it out, huh?
And went and threw a no-hitter. No one even touched the ball.
Dang, son.
Pitcher from
Were you short?
Stop.
Were you short in stature? Height.
I think at that
compared
time,
to everyone.
At that time, I think I was the same height as everyone else.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Aren't short people supposed to be playing second and shortstop? Or is that something that I was just told as a kid?
Yeah.
Like, people who play first base are supposed to be tall.
You want tall. Anyway.
Oh, really?
They're all tall.
There's some short baseball players.
Name one.
I imagine.
How can you be so bold as to make a claim and then not
tall
back it up?
pitchers and first basemen though.
Mm-hmm.
First basemen,
those long arms.
What? Whip it!
I could see catchers being short because there's constantly squatting.
How tall is Mike Piazza? I can't imagine he was tall.
He's 5'11" and a half.
I don't think you know that.
Don't ask the questions if you don't like the answers, Nick.
Ask Siri.
Ask Siri. How tall is Mike Piazza? He was 6'4".
Dang!
Oh, we were way off.
He's tall.
Wow.
I I misunderstood his height. Holy jeez,
Wow.
Mike Piazza.
I guess that's. And we thought he was short.
Yeah,
See,
well,
so
because
that's
it's the whole
point.
catcher thing. Because they got all the
Yeah,
gear
yeah.
on and everything, probably. It makes them look small, but
Yeah, they're
and
compact.
that dude's arms, right? On a 6'4" body.
Yeah.
Looking back, how tall was Mark McGuire? He was tall.
He was tall.
Like
yeah.
6'3", 6'2".
He was as wide
And
as
his
was tall,
arms too, like his freaking jeez.
Yeah, steroids.
Steroids?
Yes.
That's
We
great.
should start doing steroids.
Nah.
Why? Amongst friends, get jacked. Just get jacked up.
I could be bigger.
You could be bigger. I could definitely be bigger.
I'll be like this the whole time.
I'm strong.
I'm just gonna do
but
all upper
I'm
body
strong,
workouts. So
but
this
it doesn't
is,
show.
This is how I go.
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going?
Hey, sir.
Yeah, I
sir,
just want to say
Sir.
this is how I work out. I don't do leg day at all.
You're gonna knock over all this stuff.
Huh? I'm sorry, I couldn't feel you. Were you touching my arm?
Did you want to purchase some crystal stemware? No.
Yeah, I'll take some crystal stemware. I'll take some crystal stemware. Why not?
Stop!
This is great.
No!
I love it. It looks beautiful. It looks great in my home.
Uh,
What's your problem?
I'm just
I'm trying to get to a cash register so I can pay for this crystal stemware.
Sir,
It's not leg day yet. It's never leg day. It's always arm and chest day. What? Where is it?
That is a character that I'm gonna use now.
In fact, this is big. Everyone's.
Hey! All right. Let me tell everybody how you gotta work out. You gotta really make sure that your back is tight. Get your back tight. It's butts and guts. It's butts and guts. Bring it down. Bring it up. Bring it down. Bring it up. That's nice. It's good. Then get yourself a protein drink. Get yourself a protein drink. Get yourself a protein drink. If you can't bend your arm, just try to shove that protein drink. Get it in the face. Get the workout.
That guy's rough, man. That guy's rough on the body.
That's every meathead
Right.
I've ever seen. They're all the same.
It just when I shrug my shoulder, it just comes out. It's just like I can be normal, and then I'll just yeah.
What's up? I don't know, man. It's what it is.
Just gotta bring the shoulders down and bring it out of the character. Otherwise,
It's gonna be like this.
you got no neck. I keep drinking nothing.
That means it's the end of the show, my man.
Is that how long we go? Just until the coffee's gone?
You're a good friend.
You're a good friend, Shawn.
Our audience, also. Good
All you are
friends.
fantastic friends.
Great friends.
Unless you don't share this video.
Then
Matter of
you're
fact, go
dead to
back in
us.
time and share this video
Rewatch it again.
right when you started watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you do that? That's what we should tell people to do the minute they start watching. Hey, if you're gonna come in and just watch for a minute, share it real quick. Maybe you're gonna maybe just take a
Set it out.
little gander at our silliness,
Check out these two fellas.
and then share it real quick.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't understand this. Maybe you don't want to understand
It's a little
this.
strange.
But maybe you
it's a
have
little weird.
friends.
You got to immerse yourself into it. You got to get into it.
Who doesn't want to look at a couple good-looking dudes?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, we're off the market. Not everybody needs to know that, though.
Huh? Oh, we got to wrap it up. Nick's wife had enough of our shenanigans.
For Mourning the Morning, my name is Nicholas Nieves.
I'm Shawn Warner.
Friends. Life. Forever. What is friendship when you really think about it? You know, like, what is it? It's a silly thing. It's
all right, man. Just tell them what they want to hear. Just
friendship
Some
is
people-
about sharing a swing together. It's about scraping a barnyard down and rebuilding it from scratch at sunrise so that it'll be ready at sunset for the barn party.
It's about taking a long walk in a bad neighborhood.
Absolutely. It's about soundproofing a bathroom so nobody hears you pee. Friendship is like a goat on top of a hill that is nimble enough to navigate the rocks and crevices of misfortune,
only to be led to slaughter
at the bottom of the hill. So,
because he was alone and didn't have a friend.
Thank you.
If he had a
Yes,
friend,
yes,
he would
wonderful.
escape.